Episode 30.
Episode 30. 3-0.
On the Tales of Chattanooga. And
Yep.
we are now in
Welcome to Panama Caddy Beach.
Panama Caddy Beach. And in all honesty, we've really wanted to do 9 episodes since the last episode, but we've been
Busy
on the road.
as hell.
And so after Chattanooga, Marcus, who's here, and let me tell you who's here with us. We got Eddie.
Hello.
Julian.
Hello.
Margarita. Marcus.
Hello.
And Eric Fidiglio.
Fidiglio. It's pronounced Fidiglio.
Okay, we should restart this one. No, we
I'm
never
using
do that.
this for sure.
We never do that. So we had Kona, and
Yep.
that was a rough 12 days or whatever. It's a long time on the island, and it was hot.
That's what I hear.
It was an
I was in the
amazing
studio.
experience for the athletes. I think it's the greatest event in the world, but it's hard. It's hard as a staff member. It's hard. And we're going to skip over Kona for the most part. But I do want to shout out the King Cam, Nick and Aiden from the King Cam made our week amazing. Those are two of the best human beings on the planet. They really care about what we're there to do. And everything they did meant the world. I could do a whole episode about the staff at the King Cam.
Aiden was calling before anyone got on the ground from our team saying, hey, I just did a speed test here. I just set up the AP. I just set up, making sure everything was how we wanted when we got on the ground.
And I would say they're like IT guys, and they're great IT guys, but they do so much more than that. It would misrepresent to just call them IT guys that they are involved in audio and video and rooming and everything. And I've bragged about Marriott and my relationship with Marriott, but I want to give a shout out to Nick and Aiden because of Marriott. Because Marriott's been important to us as a company because they've taken good care of it. These are the two best guys nationwide at Marriott, are Nick and Aiden.
Ohana.
The Ohana.
The Ohana.
They are the Ohana. A couple things to touch on in Kona. We stopped using RF for the broadcast. We swapped that out for Wi-Fi. It worked. Everything was good. The broadcast looked great, but it was a ton of work.
Yeah.
I know why they rent helicopters and fly above the event and do RF now, because installing RF everywhere that the chopper used to go is hard.
Yeah. Because you just have to pay money for a chopper and RF, but you have to do a lot. You and BCC has to do a lot of work to do Wi-Fi.
Me and John Michelle and Ryan High and Dylan taped down, not even to exaggerate, 3,000 feet of cable. And it was all cable we planned to run aerial. And then we found out once we got on site, aerial wasn't an option any longer because they'd always done aerial, and we had to tape it down. And we got good. Well, I've always been good at taping cords down, but as a team, we got good at taping cords down. Julian laughs. I'm not bragging. I'm just being honest.
It's a great skill.
It's a great skill. And we taped them down, and we did Gorilla Tape. We did duct tape as a protective layer. And the funniest thing is, as soon as we got 3,000 feet of tape down, somebody we don't mind if you drive your forklift on our tape job, but don't turn the wheels and drag pallets across it. And immediately somebody dragged a pallet across it, but it lived and it all worked.
So let me ask you a question. We're talking about tape. Do you like Gorilla Tape or duct tape?
They're two different products. So there's 3 kinds of tape, in my opinion. There's gaff tape, which is not meant to be outside because once it gets wet, it's ruined.
Done. It's done.
And then there's duct tape, which is great, but it's not super durable and it's not super sticky. And then there's Gorilla Tape that's going to pull up the laminate of the basketball court you taped it down on. So you got to be really careful when you use that. But if you're in a parking lot, it doesn't really matter if it pulls up the laminate.
No.
For the most part.
No. But
And
you got
so-
a pre-sweep. Got a pre-sweep.
So and I'd said we weren't going to talk about Kona, but I guess we are. So getting a broom, first of all, you have to go buy one. And then
They don't sell brooms on the island.
No,
It's
we had
like
to go to
snakes.
So we got one from Home Depot, and a whole nother episode should be like how awesome Instacart is.
Dave discovered Instacart at Hawaii.
Actually, a guy that worked with us, Matt, was like, you should just have Instacart bring it. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I'm 56 years old. And it was there like 10 minutes later. But brooms are old school. A leaf blower is how you blow sand off a parking lot. And so we leaf blowed the spot we needed to tape down, and then the tape sticks. If you don't sweep or leaf blow, Gorilla Tape, it doesn't matter. It don't stick. So anyway, we taped a ton of stuff down. And one other small note, we as a company own like 100 Honda generators that they don't sell on the island. So we bought some Generac generators. And I get everybody right now is like, how'd that go? It worked out okay.
You know, Generac is just a misspelling of the word generic.
Maybe. We learned a valuable lesson that the Generac generators are safe. So they have a carbon monoxide alarm. And so if you have another generator blowing on your Generac, it shuts it off. But we figured it out really quick because it has like an LED readout that says carbon monoxide warning.
It says expensive. That's what it says. Expensive.
They were about a third of the price of Honda generators.
Well, Generac, if you're looking to sponsor anybody, we are open for sponsorship.
Yeah, absolutely. All in all, it worked out. So anyway, Kona was Kona, the greatest event in the world for the athletes, one of the harder events in the world for the staff. It's hot. It's long hours. Well run. Like Diana, and we talked about her last year on our podcast. She runs the whole thing. I like working for Diana. She's like, here's what I want, and you go do it, and you're a hero. And it's really simple and stuff. But that's where the last forever weeks got difficult. And meanwhile, while we're in Kona, Ryan and Eddie and Scott and who else was with you guys were at the Little Sugar mountain bike race.
Lane was there.
Yeah. And it's a single track mountain bike race. It's literally impossible to cover. There's no choppers. Drones don't do much because they're down in the trees. So we hired embedded riders. So these are like pro mountain bikers. They rode electric mountain bikes that we supplied, and they rode in the field.
It was crazy. We had to, that morning, set them up. And
some of the athletes were willing to wear cameras for us, which
Right.
is amazing because everybody said there's no athlete out there that will wear a camera for you. And we said, why don't you just let us ask? Eddie can talk.
Yeah. We had a couple actually wear it on their shirt, right, center chest. So, it was kind of cool that they were very, very open to it. When they turned them in that night, they were like, man, this was awesome. I'll do it again.
And the footage was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it makes all the difference.
So we had embedded riders. We had pros. I think the winner
Had one on cam.
had our camera showing them cross the finish line. Coolest thing ever. And what was the best
A lot of fun.
was the audience absolutely hated it.
Crushed us. Crushed.
I feel like every episode we're like, how much more can the audience hate us? And this set a new record. So go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's called the 2025 Little Sugar Race Highlights by Lifetime. I love Lifetime, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about
Those guys
them.
are great. But
And
what
their
people don't
audience
understand is the plate. We had to drive around the 2 days before we rode bikes to find spots that we could actually see what was going on. Otherwise, you see a half a second.
And the common message was, why can't you cut down all the trees and just shoot the whole race from a chopper?
There you go.
But that's not an option.
I'm actually impressed with how dedicated some of the
Haters?
haters are.
They
to
put
hating
real
us
effort.
specifically. They don't know who we are, but they hate us like they raised us.
I used to think
My parents love me. I just want to put that out there.
my parents love me too. I used to think, and I used to think this about Ironman too. They don't hate us; they hate them. But one of the things I've learned in October of 2025 is they hate us.
Yeah. They hate us very much. They don't know who we are, but they hate us.
We sing shock rock.
You know, I really think that they don't hate us. I think they're just disappointed that they can't race and they can only watch it from their mom's basement. So, I mean, if you couldn't race and you were watching it from your mom's basement, it would be, you might be upset at the coverage.
And
if
this
that's
isn't
what
a
you're
plug
living
for Gary Vanderchuck, but I do wish he would come on our podcast because I think he would be a good fit for us. GaryV.com. But
you can follow the link from 500cats.com.
he said the same thing that Justin Metzler said, that nobody trashing you guys is doing better. And thank you, Gary, for pointing that out.
Yeah.
But
We appreciate the shout out.
But he's right. That people, because we're going to talk about the next 9 videos we made on this podcast
And how much people hated him.
and how much people hated him. And I think one thing that's important is the only kind of people that matter today, maybe not tomorrow, are our customers.
Yeah, true.
And they're happy with what we did. So anyway, Little Sugar, Bentonville, Arkansas, amazing. We worked with amazing people, and the Lifetime people are great, and they bring a great vibe to the event.
Yep.
And they are bringing cycling back to the United States,
Yeah, 100%.
which is cool.
Yeah.
So then go ahead, Ed.
Well, no, I was just going to say the expo they have is such an inviting place to go into, and everybody talks to everybody, and everybody hangs out there, and that's what's cool.
Did you meet Nat Ross?
Oh yeah,
Man, what a cool guy. We'll talk about him with the Big Sugar Classic. So moving forward, because we have 19 more events to cover.
Exactly 1 week later.
Yeah, I'm still in Kona.
You're still in Kona. And then you fly in the flight from hell from Kona.
I was on a flight that made the news
Yes. Because it took so
because we were stuck on the plane for some crazy 20 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is on the airplane. This isn't in the air or anything.
Yeah.
And so we backed away. And so I was sitting next to another videographer, and some of you guys know who this is, Kenny Withrow. And he's a good guy, and I like him, and we're kind of friends, but we're sitting across the aisle. And I fell asleep the minute the plane backed up. And apparently we went and waited out on the tarmac for an hour. And then we pulled back to the gate, and they kind of lurched when they got back to the gate. And I woke up and brushed slobber off my face. And I looked over at him with a big smile. And he's like, "We haven't left." And I looked at my watch, and it was I don't know, we were supposed to leave at, let's just say 7, and I looked at my watch, it was 8:30, so it wasn't the end of the world, but they had to fix the airplane, and then they got it fixed, and we taxied back out, and there was a medical emergency. So then we went back and got the medical emergency off the plane, and then we taxied back out, and there was another mechanical. So then we came back to the gate, and they were like, "This flight is canceled, but you can't get off the plane because there's no ground support." Which was kind of weird because, and one guy was like, "Peace." He pushed his way out.
No way.
And it was gone. And I think he might have been from Pitkin County, if you know where that is, but he might have been working with us. And then so I booked a new flight. I was like, I'm not going down. So everybody who was on the flight couldn't change their flight because the flight hadn't been canceled yet. So I booked new flights like I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we're going to leave the next night. And somebody from Ironman, who I think very highly of, mouthed to me, "We got you rooms tonight." And man, that meant the world to me, that here's a big corporation looking out for me. We got you rooms tonight. Don't panic. And I was like, I got flights out tomorrow. And then they're like, "Hey, everybody buckle your seatbelt. We're going to back out, but we're going to San Fran, not Denver." So then I canceled my flights. We flew to San Fran, but because they didn't expect us, we weren't allowed to get off the plane. So we were at San Fran for like a half a day. So my 6 a.m. flight, my flight that was supposed to land in Denver at 6 a.m., 10 a.m. flight to Arkansas, got in at like 3 p.m., and we got on like a 8 p.m. flight to Arkansas. It was rough. But then we were in Bentonville, Arkansas for the Big Sugar Classic.
And now we're back in Arkansas, baby.
Back in Arkansas.
Big Sugar.
And the rest of the team, Julian here and Eddie here, who are with us, are in Sacramento.
Sacramento. No, wait.
No. We haven't gotten to Sacramento yet.
We haven't?
No, not at all. We haven't even hit Big Sugar and the rainstorm that broke that.
Yeah, but that was the weekend to Sacramento.
No. Sacramento was the next weekend. Right?
No.
Is it the same weekend?
It's the same weekend.
Was Ed not in?
I was in Little and had to go to California.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, you were right then. I was wrong.
All right, so I'm going to let you guys tell us a little bit about Sacramento. Like, Ironman California is what it's called.
It is, but and they have these giant letters that they roll out, Sacramento. But that race is always interesting. It's a very kind of different and wild race. That stuff just comes up out of the blue. We're going to hang something on this tree, or we never put the jumbotron there. So it's the same thing. You always run up, a lot of people kind of in charge and a lot of people in charge. And I think that's what it does. Sorry. Anyway, I love that race. How about you, Julian?
No, Sacramento went great, honestly. It's always a wonderful time. It just kind of feels like a rip-off, not really being on the beach. You fly out to California, and it's all the California prices and stuff, but you're really, a couple hours from the coast. So it's kind of feels like backhanded California, but everything went wonderfully.
Yeah, I think where it's located, the run path and stuff like that is really nice. The bike, you get into the orchards and get out, and you see a lot of land, but it gets real windy out there as I was on the motorcycle. But yeah, all in all, I think people like the race because it's a downhill swim, and pretty much rollers and then flat. So I think it's a good race. It's getting more and more people. I'm not sure I'm a fan of Sacramento. I like California, but some of those areas are kind of, for me, because I'm a small town guy. So it's kind of the big city stuff. I'm not all about. I know Marcus likes Ottawa.
Big fan of Ottawa. It's like the Raleigh of Canada.
Had a great time in Sacramento. I didn't see the race video. I don't know if you saw it, Dave.
I know we enjoyed making it. There were a lot of great stories. And
didn't see the video, but we had a blast getting all the coverage, and
I think the crowd liked it. The crowd liked the video.
Well, who was in the video? There's got to be somebody memorable from the video.
Did you guys? You guys were in California, right? Am I?
Who made the video?
Well, we were there. I received a link to the video. Was told to not download it. Not sure why, but as it goes, we did switch up the music a little bit, and I think we got some good coverage.
Thanks, Julian. I appreciate it. Julian Higurita, everyone.
I promise we did a great job in California. I personally talked to the race director, and they said, thank you. Do you believe that?
I 100% believe that. Because Jenny is amazing and would never say anything other than positive things.
I don't know who Jenny is. I was thinking of Tom Cotton. Okay, so I promise we did a good job in Sacramento. We'll probably edit this part out. So Sacramento went great. Good job, guys. Well
Nailed
done.
It. I wish the recording hadn't cut out just then, because the stuff they talked about and the stories they shared,
batteries.
Incredible. You know what? I'm glad we got some new batteries now that we're back in Bentonville.
So back to the same weekend as Ironman California, which, by the way, went great.
Went great.
We had the Big Sugar Classic.
Big Shug?
And, man, that town got taken over by bikes.
Yeah.
It's always taken over by bikes.
That town is bikes. I mean, we rode the trails. I know you rode them as well. I mean, it is amazing.
When you heard, like, Bentonville, Arkansas is the mountain bike capital of the world, did you laugh out loud?
Oh, my gosh. I was like, are we talking about the same?
And where's the mountain bike capital of the world?
Bentonville.
Without a doubt.
100%.
So many people ride bikes, but we were there for a gravel race. And maybe a day before the gravel race, the weather forecast looked awful. They were talking about damaging storms.
Yeah.
Everything from shortening the race to canceling the race was on the table. But the days leading up to the race were beautiful. Blue sky, perfect weather. So we went about our way. We shot 27 sound bites with the pros. We usually shoot about 5 or 10.
Oh, yeah.
But we were worried about lack of coverage on the top half of the course. No cell service, no view of the sky. Starlink's not an option. And we did have a helicopter, and it was going to be our transmitting.
And what I think is the funniest part of this story is we just talked about Kona. First time ever without RF. It was a pain because we had to do Wi-Fi all over the place, but we did it without RF. It was amazing. And what did we do in Big Sugar?
Yeah, we had to hire somebody to do RF. So the technology that we were like is dated. This is old school. We're the new guys. We're young. We're 56. And we had to hire basically the people that used to do Kona to come in and do RF for us. And what that means is that the motos would transmit to the helicopter and the helicopter would transmit to space or wherever it goes. Well, I don't know where it goes.
Live view.
Yeah. And so we had it all set up. It took dozens of extra hours of testing. We felt really good the night before the race, knowing that weather might be an issue. And the next morning, weather, sure enough, was an issue. Lifetime made the right call by shortening the race from 100 miles to 50 miles. And when I mean shorten the race, they didn't shorten the course. They put the athletes on a whole different course because there was a 50-mile race that day anyway.
Yeah.
So instead of giving people the option to ride the 100-mile course, they forced everybody to ride the 50-mile course. And when I mean forced, that was the right call. It got dangerous later in the day, but they had most of the people off the course when that happened. But we had to go shoot a live video on a course that we had not tested on or driven or seen or knew about.
And about halfway through, we lost our helicopter, which means we lost our RF and our overhead shot.
Because of lightning.
And
so the helicopter had to land. All in all, I think it worked out well. Our audience hated it.
Yeah. They asked me to kill myself a couple times.
The same 7 guys in the audience.
It's the same people in the audience.
Yeah.
Hated it. I was super proud of what we did.
Same.
I had the best job of the day that I went out in a specifically branded Jeep, a Jeep that's branded for a company called Orange Seal. One of the Orange Seal people was the driver. He was an amazing rally car driver. We were sideways many a times, not near the athletes.
Yeah, right.
But where we were trying to catch up to the lead pack. And then we had a field commentator in our vehicle. His name was Nat Ross. We talked about him, a mountain bike Hall of Famer, but just a cool guy, positive vibe. And the very first hit we did, he's like, here comes the pack. And a guy skids out of control by us and fixes his tire right in front of us.
It was awesome.
And I've always said, if you go out, and I told everybody in our team, if you go out with this positive attitude, it'll come to you. And it came to us immediately, and they got what I was saying. And it was so cool because Ryan told me that they were watching and they were like, what the hell? Why isn't he using his monopod? It's kind of shaky. And then all of a sudden, I was 2 inches away from the guy, pushing the thing into his tube to plug it and stuff.
It was awesome.
It was cool. What a great race. The skies unleashed. Everything got wet. Everything got ruined.
Yep.
But all in all, we did what we set out to do.
We broadcast that whole race.
We broadcast the whole race.
There were some potatoes, but
A lot of potato cam. And I thought the best part of the race is after the winner finished and I was shooting his interview and I had this brand new camera. I'm not even going to say
yeah.
it's one of the best cameras money can buy. And he goes, Nat says, tell us about your race. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, Nat, what a great day. And my camera overheated and shut off.
Yep.
In the rain.
Yeah, in the rain.
So it wasn't a Sony A1 II.
I don't care what you've heard. It was not the
A Sony A1 II. So, and we'll talk more about the Sony A1 II, what a great camera it is, because
And its overheating issues that it doesn't have.
it doesn't have the overheating issues. So
Well, that's what we know for sure.
But we had a great race. And
Great race.
we did get out of there several hours early. Me and Ryan Kelly and the team packed the van. I think when the team said everything's dried off, they meant we put everything away wet.
Yeah.
So
It's all damp.
we jumped in the van and we drove from Bentonville, Arkansas to San Jose, California. It's a 26-hour drive, and we did it in like 30 hours. I know that's not setting records. Like, I know people drive across the country in Lambos faster than that. But
RAV4s too.
it was big for us. So we made it to Hollister, California, and then we met up with a bunch of the it's Sacramento.
There you go.
We met up with a bunch of the Sacramento team. People came
Who
from,
had a great race, as we talked about at length earlier.
and the video had a lot of great athletes in it.
Yes, it did. And I hate that recording
But
messed up the batteries.
We we met the Sacramento team, and we did an event that was called the Twitch Expedition, and it was. I kind of like to feel like it was an adventure race, but it definitely wasn't an adventure race.
It was a cross between a lot of those reality races,
A reality
show kind of.
And this was a bigger production than we used to. And what I mean by bigger is they had catering.
3 meals a day.
I
It was
got fat.
crazy. Yeah, gained 4 pounds.
Walking through the mountains for 5 days.
And you go in there, and if you're gluten free, they make a special bag for you, and they put your name on it. Or if you only want to eat, guinea pig, they fly it in. I don't know how they do it, but
It was
the
impressive.
chef was amazing.
The chef was amazing.
Amazing. I mean, I told him every day. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is what I do," and I'm like.
And so we had a big
Crazy.
team in Boulder. So Marcus and Mel, and we had 2 separate replay operators in Boulder. And maybe you can tell me their names.
Rico and Steve.
And they do
And
real sports.
They do real sports.
like the Nuggets.
They were like,
and
oh, yeah.
Avs.
So, well, and we don't. So when we say replay operators, we've had a replay machine for years. And they walked in and they're like, hey, I've used this one a while, like a while ago, but can you kind of remind me? And I was like, well, here's the play button and here's the like record button. And you can like set in and set out. And they're like, all right, no, you're good. Go ahead. And didn't ask me another question. And like 2 hours later, after our like dress rehearsal, I come back and I was like, so how are you guys feeling? Sorry, I kind of left. And they're like, no, so here's how we're going to do it. And basically these guys were so good at what they do that they taught me how they could take stuff off my plate. Because I was overwhelmed with the amount of stuff I had to do. And they're like, don't do that. Don't do it that way. That's bad for you. We're going to do it for you. Just take in our feed and we will run it. You just tell us when to hit go.
Yeah, impressive.
So impressive. They were so good at their jobs and so like thoughtful. Like they cared. They wanted it to be awesome. They were constantly in communication with the team on the ground, who was like the replay director, and knew exactly what to do. I didn't have to watch them. I didn't have to tell them anything. They told me when they had something.
Pros. Yeah, pros. And we also had a pro from LiveView running LiveView Studio.
Yep.
And our guy Tom in Poland running LiveView Studio, because we had 9 streams.
JP. What? Sorry. This is the LiveView Studio Pro with Tom.
Yeah, JP. And all these people sent us an email afterward and were like, thanks.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was fun.
No.
It was fun. So we were on a ranch in Central California. It's about 45 miles, I'm going to say northwest of Monterey.
Oh, Monterey, yeah.
Well, nobody knows Hollister.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and it was cool.
It was called the Bar Z Ranch, and Tim and Michelle Borland were the owners, and they were incredible.
Awesome. And what a cool ranch, 2,500 acres of like rolling, bigger than hills, smaller than mountains.
Yeah, I think 1,500 feet at the tallest.
And we had a great time, and we did a good event, and most importantly, our customer was happy, and their customer, who is Twitch, and their customer, who's Amazon, I believe.
Yeah.
We're all happy. So.
And I mean, what a great crew we had on the set.
The
with
biggest crew
cameras.
we've ever had, 18 people.
Yeah.
And everybody on the team was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there was a guy who summited 4 times Everest and carried
That's
gear.
the next week.
Oh, sorry.
Next week we'll talk about him.
That's not the next week. That's 2 days later.
2 days later. So let's finish up Twitch. So we got done with Twitch. Everybody in Boulder did a great job. Marcus was like the sub-director. There was a director. Frank, he was very clear on what he wanted. We worked for Boombox Productions. They were amazing, great people. I hope we get to do more work with them in the future.
Yeah, incredible.
And then one of the coolest things about that event is it was like the old days. We got done at 2 p.m. on Thursday, and we went to the Pinnacles National Park.
Amazing.
And we went splunking.
Yes.
With iPhone flashlights. Terrible idea.
Yeah.
But you got to die somehow.
And we had to do a leg repair.
One of our staff members had a prosthetic, plural.
Nicholas, yeah.
And one of them popped off maybe a little
guy.
bit on the hike. But he got it back on, and we kept going. And Nick was a cool guy.
Cool guy.
Great drone pilot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great member of our team. Super proud to have him on. And Ed got to find... What did you find in Pinnacles that you were looking for?
You know, I'm a birder. I said it. I said it out loud. I'm a birder. And I hadn't gotten a California condor. So these guys are faking me out coming in. They'd slam on the brakes on the car in front of us because they were in the car in front and like look out the window and hang out and point and stuff. And so they were messing with me the whole time. But ended up walking in once he lost his leg, Nick. We were kind of hanging there, and then it was like, there's a condor up there. And I shot it, and it's on my page. Come check it out.
And you needed that for your bird collection, and so you got it. So Pinnacles National Park in California is the most unassuming national park. It has a sign that's the size of a stop sign that says Pinnacles National Park this way.
Yeah.
And it was the real deal.
And it's a real shame that the batteries cut out again and we lost all that birding nonsense that Ed said. But, you know, Ed likes birds. So
all the stuff about California and all the stuff about birding.
All that, you know, it's unfortunate that we lost that.
You and Mel had to pack up after Twitch and pack up like 5 duffels.
Yeah.
And head to Minneapolis.
Correct.
And then me and Ed had to get up at 3 a.m. and drive to San Jose. And then we all converged on Minneapolis, which is in Minnesota. I didn't know that. And we went.
Wait. No, we're not going by that. Where'd you think it was?
I don't know. I got to be honest. That part of the country's new to me. You know when I realized where I was?
Where? When?
And we'll go back to the event. Is I got to Minnesota and it was cold.
It was.
And I'd been in California.
Yeah.
And Arkansas and Kona. So I had shorts and T-shirts. So lo and behold, the hometown of Target is Minneapolis. And there's a Minneapolis in downtown, a 3-story one.
Target in downtown.
Target.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Minneapolis.
There's a Minneapolis in downtown, Minneapolis. And so I went to the Target and I needed a sweatshirt and a hat. I lost my hat the night before. Ryan Kelly took me out. And something happened.
Who knows?
And everything was Vikings, Gophers, or Packers, or Twins.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't going to wear any of that. So I got a sweatshirt that said champion on it and stuff. But anyway, Minnesota, we went there for the Lifetime Games, which is one of the coolest, most innovative events I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you go through a series of 17 stations of lifting weights, running treadmills, doing the cross-country ski, doing the row, all these box jump and all this stuff. And what I thought was so cool about it is you had to lift 4,000 pounds. And how you lifted 4,000 pounds was up to you. Do you want to lift 100 pounds a time, or do you want to lift 500 pounds a time? And so, and overall, it was about speed, getting through the course in the fastest amount of time. But at station 1, you had to run 1,000 meters. At station 2, you had to lift 4,000 pounds. So how did you want to go about doing that? Obviously running, how fast do you want to run? And then when you got to I think the first one was like, and I don't want to get the terms wrong, but I would call it a deadlift.
Yeah.
Where you just have to pick the weight up to your waist.
And it was crazy to see some of the guys would just stack it on. Some would just go, minimal weight and just pump it out really fast. And I'm not sure which one, but
because it was a new event, you saw people be like, oops.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have done it like that.
Yeah.
But we broadcast it live.
Yeah.
For Lifetime, who we do mountain biking and gravel racing for. And they've really turned into an awesome customer because they took a chance on us to do this new event, a new concept, a new broadcast. And one of the coolest things we did that our guy and Tom created was when we're broadcasting, we have a thing called a multicam. It's where you can see all 6, 8, 10, 12, 18 cameras. In this case, it was 6 cameras. And you could choose what camera you wanted to watch. So you could, and I'm going to just admit it, it's the NFL red zone for
LT games. Yeah.
For LT games. But it was a hit.
It was. I mean, the other thing about it is, so how many times at BCC have you done a broadcast indoors? And I don't mean a live stream, like a single cam live stream. I mean, how many times have you done a broadcast?
Yeah, never.
Yeah, same.
And not just indoors, but the most baller gym that's the size of like 500 Walmarts.
It's crazy. You could live there. I
so
think I
at
could
the
live
Target
there.
Center, and Lifetime has a gym in the Target Center that is, I can't begin. It's like the size of the tennis center in Indian Wells, but it's a gym.
And we ate there. I mean, you
they
could
have
eat there.
food.
You could
and
could
then
do
a bar.
everything.
And believe it or not,
Dude, I had a fresh made Cuban sandwich at the cafe in a gym.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. We did not go to the bar,
Not at all.
which is weird
It is.
because I wanted to, but we have professional standards we try to keep most of the time. Some of the time.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Especially indoors. Sometimes.
Indoor sports.
Yes.
But it was fun, and I want to say how much I appreciate our friends at Lifetime. Like, they took a big chance on
Yeah.
us, and
Yeah.
their customers hate us. But they like us, I think.
And they're good people. They're
They
just
are good
You know,
people.
you meet some people and you see people and get introduced and you're like, those are
You
good
can
people.
tell people that are fake, it's obvious.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, 100%.
big thanks to them. So then Lifetime Games, you guys, and we wanted to talk about our camera person, Scott. We go out to dinner and we're talking about climbing. I don't climb. I don't think any of us climb, but my parents climb and stuff like that. And somebody brought up Everest Base Camp and he's like, yeah, been there. And we're like, cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, I actually climbed Everest. And we're like, what? He's like, 4 times.
Yeah.
And then
with camera gear.
And we're like, why? He's like, well, I was the cameraman.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like all the cool camera footage you've seen of
some of the better movies that have been out. He shot.
And what a great guy and what a great cameraman. And like the best part of it was afterwards, he's like, I want to work for you guys. Because
He only got my shot one time. And that's pretty unusual for a broadcast.
I got in one of the Lifetime content people's guys shot the worst I've ever.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he was standing behind a doorway shooting people coming through the doorway. And then I was shooting the people going into the doorway. And then I got in front of one of them and like backed up. And then like his lens was what made me realize somebody was behind me.
What's crazy is I would walk up thinking I'm the only one shooting someone, and Scott's hanging upside down shooting or under a bench.
Dude, I would literally be like, oh, man, good shot, Ed. Good shot. Scott, he's on the same guy, or vice versa. Like both of them, because both of them kind of like would hide behind the gear to get like creative shots, but then you couldn't see him except for one angle. And so I'd be like, that looks like the same. Hey, Ed, move.
It was impressive, the athletes.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Beautiful people.
just amazing, and stories. I mean, you talked to a few.
Yeah, I shot some great like post-race interviews or post-event interviews, and they had this lit wall, and I shot them in front of that, and we have a photo on our social if you want to see the lit wall of us standing in front of it. And the guy that hired us shot the picture, which was pretty cool. That he saw us lining up for a picture. He's like, "Let me shoot that." So that was Lifetime Games. I could. Everything we've talked about today could be its own episode.
I got to shout out Mary from Hyper Ice was there. What a surprise.
Yeah,
She's
and Will
awesome.
and Mary and Hyper Ice are one of our sponsors.
Yeah, they are literally a sponsor.
Hyper Ice,
Hyper Ice for life.
best recovery stuff ever.
Is it in you?
I don't think that's what they say.
Oh man,
But it was
what a
cool
good
to see
time.
her, and she went out to dinner with us.
Yeah,
And we went
yeah.
to this place called, I can't remember, but it was the giantest sports bar of all time. Tom's Watch Bar.
Shout out to them.
Downtown Minneapolis, which is in Minnesota.
And they had a poke bowl.
And it was very
It was
good.
very good food, surprisingly.
And then I left at 2 a.m., which
Wow.
I got to the airport before the counter opened, which don't do that. Flew back to San Jose, picked up the van.
What did you get before you got off the plane?
And we should have a little promo about this called
The Smart Cot.
Smart Cot.
Smart Cot.
And that's the cot that you take your bags in. And when you travel with 7 or 8 duffel bags,
You need a Smart Cot.
Smart Cot. So we got the Smart Cot. I got the van, drove it to St. George, got a night's sleep, drove it to Boulder, caught a flight like 8 hours later to here, where we are in
Panama Caddy Beach.
Panama Caddy Beach.
And it is Caddy.
And this place, like no other place, has been such a complete bust this year until we interviewed.
Oh yeah, the interview with Chris Nikic, Nick Nikic,
The
and
1%
everybody. The
better
1% better team.
changed me forever.
Amazing.
I want those tracksuits.
They wore these.
I mean,
It's not hot pink. It's not red.
it's like a blush or something. I don't know.
It's a crazy hot
Crazy.
red color.
Yeah, like almost like neon. I don't know how you have a neon in like a fabric, but it felt like it radiated light.
I have to say I had to adjust my phone because it was like throwing off this big moire off the suits. It was crazy.
They, of all the interviews I've done we interviewed 7 people tonight.
Yeah.
And of all the interviews I've done in my life, I think I was most taken back by the lack of visual disability in these people that are considered intellectually disabled, or I don't even know what you want to say it, just normal freaking people. And they're doing an Ironman this weekend.
Yeah.
It blew me away.
Well, it's so interesting because when we think about people who are intellectually disabled, people in the Special Olympics, so often we expect people to show what they are. People expect to be able to see your disability on you, but trying to put that kind of pressure on people that if I can't tell that you have a disability, that means you don't have one, it was eye-opening tonight to see people who don't necessarily show that disability on their sleeves and understand they have to go through life where people don't know and can't fully understand without being told the struggles that they face.
Well, and they also don't believe it. You know, even if they were told, and I mean, they were articulate. They were telling their story and
Amazingly
it's
articulate.
amazing. And the things that they talk about, what they had to endure, is an Ironman, if not 10 more. You know, so it's pretty wild to have that room that we had with them and have that time with them and watching them interact. You know, it was amazing.
And we got to meet Chris and Nick. Chris is the first person to finish an Ironman. And I hate to say this. I don't know what the right term is because I just look at Chris as a guy, but intellectually disabled or ID. And the terms have changed over the years and stuff like that. But just this guy that was the first one to finish an Ironman. It was back in 2020. And then he's done the Chicago Marathon. He was the keynote speaker at Running USA. And be honest, were you a little worried that he was the keynote speaker at Running USA? Like, that's a hard job, and he crushed it.
Yeah, he absolutely nailed it. Well, it's so much like I wouldn't want to be under the pressure of having to be the keynote speaker.
I couldn't do it.
And watching him come up there and just be a natural. Him and Nick got up together and nailed it.
And we were lucky enough to get to do the AV for that. We do AV, by the way.
Oh, we do? You know what? I almost forgot. We also do that.
In the Denver metro area.
Yeah.
But that was back then, and it was like this thing that they said it's going to be a movement. And then tonight, was it not amazing to see that it's not going to be a movement? It is a movement.
It is.
And they're bringing 15 people to the table and guides. And it turns out one of our friends, Daniel Alamon,
from
who
Louisiana.
Yeah, but from Chattanooga, episode Chattanooga.
Yep.
And if you haven't heard that, go back an episode. And he's guiding one of them. And he kind of brought it all together. And what a cool thing. And what a great opportunity to meet all those people tonight.
And I think Daniel is, so two of the people we interviewed, Alamon, is Noah and Esme. And I think Daniel is helping guide each of them in a leg. Is that what? Did I understand that correctly?
I think that's what it is. But I mean, I want to talk about Esme. I mean, she was giving us times of her halves.
5:09 at a 70.3.
It's crazy.
She beats me by 2.5 hours.
Yeah. I mean, that's nuts. And you know, she talked, it was really cool, some of the things she was saying about where she comes from and how things are different here with her being able to go out and do this. I mean, it's pretty moving to hear that, where you come from.
And we got to interview Chris's mom, and she was not excited about being interviewed because I said
she tried to.
Well, Chris's interview, he just referred how important his mom was, and so I was like, Mom, you're up, and she's like, No, I don't do that. And we're like, Mom, you're up, and then she did it, and she spit hot fire.
Absolutely.
And the most important thing she said, I was like, why do you do all this? And she said, I'm a mom.
Yeah,
which was cool.
It is cool.
What a cool night in Panama. Caddy Beach.
Well, something Nick said tonight, Chris's dad, Nick, because we interviewed his cousin, Nick, as well. But whenever he was talking about, I believe this is Special Olympics designations, was like ID2 and ID1. And it's so interesting that's not terms that I had heard before. And their goal, not even their goal, what they're going to do this weekend is set a brand new world record at the Ironman for ID2 for men and ID1 for men and women. And he was like, the only reason we're not setting one for ID2 for women this weekend is because we haven't yet found the person with ID2, the woman with ID2 who wants to do this, but we are going to find her. So if you're listening to this and you have anyone in your life who's like, oh, I think I could do an Ironman, you're inspired to do an Ironman with someone who has ID2 or is in that category, man, 1% better, that crew. That's where you need to find yourself.
Yeah, amazing people. I thought tonight, of everything I've done in all my years, was one of the most cool nights. And Eddie was floating around the room shooting behind the scenes content.
Yeah, it was really
that
cool
made it
to
feel
watch.
super important.
Well, and watching all the interactions between them. I mean, they're one big family. You know, that's what it is. It's a family. And, you know, seeing Esme rub his back when he got a little verklempt, I think, when the mom was talking. And so, you know, it's just everybody
It seemed like it was important to them
Yeah.
to be there tonight too.
I think so.
And I don't want to leave out Jill Walker, separate of everything we just talked about. We shot an interview with her, and she's doing her 100th Ironman this weekend at Ironman Florida. And that's kind of a big deal.
Huge.
And then two things that jumped off the page to me about Jill Walker is I said, what's your most memorable moment? And it was the same moment for me, one of my most memorable moment. And it was a guy named Leo Bourgeois who DNF'd one year by like 15 seconds and came back and finished at Ironman Texas. And the fact that she brought that up, I was like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
And then the other thing, her first triathlon was 2006, Ironman 70.3 Florida at Disney. And that was my first triathlon.
That's awesome. Well, and sorry, to clarify with Leo, she met Leo. She found him on the Facebook group and like kind of was like, oh, if you see me, I'm wearing the chocolate milk jersey, say hey. And he saw her and was like, oh, hey, Jill. And she was like, Leo? And they did 2 laps together. And then she waited at the finish line to cheer him in when he actually finished, when he made the cutoff, I should say, because he finished the other time, but when he made the cutoff.
And then Jill's barometer for how successful her race is how many dogs she pets out on course, which is kind of whack.
That's kind of your rule too.
Yeah, but I was like, that's pretty impressive. I think she might have pet my dogs in Coeur d'Alene.
Wow.
So
Wow.
And her PR, which is how many dogs she's pet,
is 200.
is 200 plus.
But that was a 4-loop course, so she's going to have a hard time beating that. But I know a lot of people brought their dogs for her to pet this weekend. What a special day here in Panama Kitty Beach.
And it's just started. It's just started. So
And it just started.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy few months. Sorry for the super strung out, wacky podcast, but we had to cover 9 months of events.
yeah, we've been busy.
But the off season's coming, and we're going to
Ski like crazy.
Oh, yeah. And this podcast turns into how to ski it, follow how to ski it.
Go follow how to ski it, please.
And don't worry that there hasn't been an episode for 8 months.
It's fine. It's fine. We're
There
still
hasn't
here.
been snow in the mountains.
Julian, any thoughts?
Yeah, no, day after day we bust it out and we keep going, and that's what we do. And no, it's been wonderful, and we're happy to keep doing it.
Do you know
love that
why
guy.
that keeps cutting out?
I love that guy.
It's a good guy. You know, we'll keep him around.
So, God damn it. I already made the song, and I already forgot what it was called.
Isn't it called I Don't Fuck Around?
It's do what you love what you do. I had the AI make that song when I was a lot happier about my position in life. It's been a hard few weeks. I made it on the flight to Kona.
So you know what we ought to go do is turn this off and go swim out to the buoy like we do it.
Jump off the pier.
Yeah.
All right. So scratch that song. This is called Jump Off the Pier.
Yeah. Do it, you coward.
Here they come, oh what a sight. 500 cats in the fading light. Michael and boys yelling, what's he done? Cats in life vests, this ain't no fun. I'm floating, they're paddling fast. Who knew feline heroes would save my splash? Pier plunge, splash so deep. Panama City where secrets sleep.